we're going to have a look at Randwick for tomorrow, and we've got Mark Rhoden in. How you going, Mark?
Very well, thank you, Mark. How are you?
Yes, very well. Been a bit of a quiet week. That'll change this weekend, but
Yeah,
good day on Wednesday. It was a bit of a strange day, but got away with a win. So.
It ended up winning. Yeah, it was a far more biased, leader biased track than I anticipated. You're on paces and in rail positions are always favoured at Canterbury, but funnily enough, in the 6 metre position, it's not generally that bad, but it was it's as bad as you see it on Wednesday. Luckily, we got on the right end of one here with Satin Socks in the last. It was very well backed and got an unopposed lead, and that was the end of that. So yeah, good to get away with a profit on what could have been a tricky day. And as you said, been quieter than that. But we've got 4 meetings potentially over the next 3 days.
Yep. So Randwick tomorrow.
Yep, I've finished the Randwick form. I've done almost all of Newcastle for tomorrow as well. Yep. And we'll be starting on Wyong Sunday and Warwick Farm Monday this afternoon. So plenty to keep us occupied over the next 3 days.
Good stuff. I might have a quick look at Randwick.
Sure.
So the features, the Listed Carrington Stakes, race 7. Southern Lad for O'Shea is fairly short, about 230, 240 at the moment.
Yep.
How's your market looking?
Yeah, I've got him on top. I've got him clearly on top, and I've done my market before. I've seen an actual early market. Had him clearly on top and thought, well, he's up in class, he's up in distance. This could be a bet here. But I've got him around 350. He's even shortened. One's come out, but that wouldn't have made a huge difference. But he was 260 odd yesterday. I thought, well, even that's a bit short now. 240 looks like it's best. 250, 240. He is the one on the up. He's well weighted. He maps well. His last section last time at Randwick was outstanding. You wouldn't think with a soft run 1400 would be a problem. He does look the obvious one, but they really, it's just symptomatic of early markets these days. They identify the one most people are going to want to back, and they just keep it under lock and key until the last 10 minutes. Yeah. Can't really blame him for doing that. We've just got to find a way around it. But I really thought this might be a horse with, if you wanted to oppose it, you could find reasons to do so. Up in class, up in distance, as I said, this is by far the hardest race he's ever run in, and he's unproven at 1400. So
first run 1400.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yes, and he's, if you wanted to be aggressive and look around him, you could certainly use those 2 reasons as excuses to do that. But no, they were too clever, the early market makers, and they just tuned right into him. I couldn't really get excited about that price. And in terms of betting around him, I can't really find much value either. But the next 3 in my market were Sambro, Redouble and Gorwa, which is identical to the actual market as well. Yep. There's pros and cons with all of those 3 as well. Sambro and Redouble both ran in the big Magic Millions race. That was obviously their target race, the $1 million race 2 weeks ago. So we're now in afterthought territory for a start. Sambro was very good in that race. He was 4 wide all the way, kept trying in the straight. Jockey changed to Glyn Schofield. Hard to get enthused about his recent Metro strike rate is poor. He's been a good jockey for decades, but he might be coming to the end of it, I feel. And Redouble, obviously set for that $1 million race, ran out of his skin, ran to his very best. Can he back it up 2 weeks later here? All 3 of those horses I mentioned probably get back here too. So, they're the I think this is why the market makers have reacted as they have. They've sort of said, okay, well, he's favourite, what's next? And they've all got little negatives too. Yeah. So it's almost a process of elimination. The one that will improve, you would think, at 1400 is Passage of Time with National. Okay. He was dreadful behind Southern Lad in the 12, but he was back in distance that day. He was not really suited. Yep. He was horrible. But funnily enough, when he won 2 starts ago at 1400, he was actually coming off a last placing the start before, so he can bounce back quickly. Yeah. You do have to take him on trust, obviously, but he's the other main chance in the race. So it's not a bad little listed handicap of this sort of quality this time of year. It's a decent enough field for that standard of race, but unfortunately, the one that looked like it is the one you want to back. They have kept it very safe.
Sure, right in on.
Yep.
Fair enough. And just rest of the card.
Yep.
You found anything that looks interesting from your point of view?
I have. Race 4, the 2,000 metre race, I again thought De Beer was on the one to beat, and they've really got him about its right price too. I'll probably end up backing him. He seems to have eased out from about 280 to, you can get 310 in places now, which is about there.
Yep.
It's just about backable.
Yep.
But he was one I thought, well, you know, when I finished, I've got him on top, might get $4, that'd be nice, and he was 280 everywhere. It's just another case with a, if you've found the obvious, someone else probably has as well, and there, that early market value that might have existed at 12, 18 months ago was dried up. But I mean, he won that race that the Waterhouse thing, Mr. Dependable, went berserk in over 1800 2 starts ago. So that race did fall into his lap.
Yep.
But you would think third up and at 2,000, he's obviously racing really well. He's clearly the one to beat. Matawi was only beaten about half a length by him, or less maybe, in that race. His run was very similar, but Matawi's far deeper into his preparation. Now, you'd think De Beer's still on the up, and if that's the case, he's clearly the one to beat here. The other three in the market, Mashireb, he had no luck over 1800 2 starts ago, so totally figured that. Dropped back to 1550, grinding win on the Kenzo, bounces back up to 2000, so he's really mixing his distances. That might be what he wants. I think he'd want to control the race here to be winning, and I think, fun fact, back to Randwick 2000, probably going to try and lead as well, so there'll be competition for the lead anyway.
Yep.
And Guys is the other one in the market who's dropping back to 2000 after failing at 2400. Has a chance. I don't know, she might be a bit chewed up herself now. She's might have peaked with this prep as well. So I'm off with De Beer, and probably a bet at 310ish, but I'll decide in the morning.
Yeah, fair enough.
And if I can just have a look at race 8, this is a very interesting race. Benchmark 78, but one of those 78s where you've got some real progressive young, lightly raced horses in it, and the best kind of 78. So the main three are Sir Elton, Pandemic, and True Detective, with Safado, who is resuming for Chris Waller here, the query, I suppose. I'd be surprised if the winner came from outside of those four. I have a clear lean into Pandemic here. He and Sir Elton are pretty close together in the early market, but I have a much bigger gap between them. Sir Elton had a bit of a boom on him over the winter. He did race very well. His record's good. I suppose people, if they wanted to point to something in his form to suggest he'd be winning this, is that he has a dominant win over Lashes at Wyong or Gospel last prep. And Lashes has come back and won 2 for 2 impressively this time in, so you can use that as a line if you want. I just think Pandemic's the better horse. His last run before going for a break, he was beaten a couple of lengths in a stakes race on AFL Grand Final Day, 28th of September, coming down the middle, which was the wrong spot, finishing on the heels of the likes of Cosmic Force and was, the real top Group 1 3-year-olds. He trialled like a jet. He was dragged back to last. He was asked to do something, and he picked up a field of 12 in about 200 or 300 metres and won the trial running away. He appears to be flying. I'd probably have him marked around even money if he had drawn a middle gate. Barrier 1 means Tommy Berry's going to have to negotiate some traffic at some point.
Yep.
But I'm going to be happy to take the risk on that if this 270-ish holds up. Because I do think he's the best horse in the race. True Detective's the other one, been gelded, lost all form last 2 runs of his last prep. Another one like Sir Elton, always, the market's always had a high opinion of him.
Yep.
Perhaps overinflated, trial okay, didn't love it, to be honest. So bearing all that in mind, I just think Pandemic's a really promising 3-year-old. I think they probably have some sort of group races in mind for him later in the autumn.
Yeah.
And with luck and running, I think he'll win.
Yeah, great. So it seems like a few, as you said, a few coming back and possibly looking towards bigger things in the next weeks and months.
Yep, for sure.
Good stuff. All right. Well, Well, yeah, thanks for that. So we'll have a good look at Randwick tomorrow, and then got 3 other meetings.
Yeah,
over
Newcastle
a long
tomorrow.
weekend.
Newcastle tomorrow as well. Y on Sunday, Warwick Farm Monday. So plenty on this weekend. Hopefully some winners too.
Good stuff. All right, we'll catch you next week, mate.
Okay, no problem. Thanks.